Mr. President, I rise to speak on the Great American Outdoors Act and the fact that this legislation will add over $17 billion to our deficit over the next 10 years. When I first rose to speak on this bill and my amendment to it, I closed by saying that if we could not pay for even a portion of this bill, then we were in worse trouble than I thought. Sadly, I rise today knowing that we apparently want such trouble. During this fiscal year, we have already run up a deficit of $1.9 trillion, more than twice the size of the deficit we ran the same time last year. We also added $2.4 trillion to our debt as the nation necessarily responded to the coronavirus pandemic. For the past 2 years, I've been working on and consistently suggesting a way to responsibly pay for deferred maintenance at our national parks. I love our national parks and have fond memories of visiting our first national park, Yellowstone, and many other parks when I was younger and still today. That's why I offered my amendment that would have created a paid-for legacy restoration fund that would ensure permanently dedicated revenue for our parks for their maintenance needs. For the longest time, I was told that my spending concerns would be addressed when the bill moved out of committee. When the bill moved to the floor, I asked to get my amendment included in the substitute or receive a vote. It was not included, nor did we receive a vote. So here we are today asking future generations to pay for what we are not even willing to consider paying for, when we could have responsibly funded the maintenance provisions. We won't even consider my amendment that would have a modest charge to foreign visitors as part of their visa fee to help address this issue. And that's revenue that will be lost forever from the tourists because we can only collect the fee when they buy a visa. The revenues can't be collected retroactively. If we won't pay for a part of the bill, what will we pay for? Congress must stop with gimmick spending where we attempt to spend the same money twice. That's what this bill does. If we keep adding new mandatory spending without adding new revenue, Congress will be forced at some point to eliminate mandatory spending or get new funding streams that survive well into the future. Mandatory spending is the portion of our bill that will be covered by this that we will not vote on. We will not take a look at again. They say, yes, there will be oversight, not on whether we spend it or not on where the money comes from. There's not another opportunity on that. Therefore, I oppose this legislation and oppose adding to the already massive debt burden being placed on future generations and the increase in mandatory spending when a solution, charging foreigners, is available. Mr. President, the pending amendment, number 1617, would violate the Senate pay-go rule by increasing the on-budget deficit. Therefore, I raise a point of order against this measure pursuant to Section 4106A of H-Con Res 71, the concurrent resolution on the budget for fiscal year 28. I yield the floor.